Okay guys, we're running out of time, so I'm working my butt off here trying to throw things together and get the alert out about Kamalle McKinney, which is other known as AKA Cupcake. I don't have a mic, guys, I'm sorry. But we just had a briefing not a few hours ago in Birmingham about Cupcakes. We're finding out that there is a possible person two possible persons of interest that they have in their custody. This kind of worries me because I wish they would let one of them go and kind of follow him around, because it was concerning me where she's at. But then again, they kind of give a hint that this is more than two people involved. So it makes me wonder, is this a gang or cartel related abduction, which is a huge problem in the Alabama area. It's a problem all over the United States, but it is really bad in Birmingham, Alabama. So she was last seen Saturday night. Her parents must be, oh my gosh, just a mess right now, because I'm a mess and it isn't even my child. I watched a briefing of the Birmingham police speak to the public, and they did a fantastic job. Sounds like he's doing a really great job at trying to locate this baby. Of course, I'm going to run that for you here shortly and let you watch it for yourself. But the number one priority of this video is I want you guys to share it. Get out there, talk about this young, beautiful little 3-year-old that's missing. The hours are running down. It's getting critical. The window is closing, guys. And so it's if you're in that Birmingham area, pay attention to things you never paid attention to before, such as pay attention to cars, what you see in the back seat. Pay attention to when you see people open trunks. Pay attention to people going in and out of their houses, who they have with them. Also, listen for helps of cry. Guys, please, community is a superpower if you use it correctly. And I know right now, I have my fingers crossed. I have some hope. Hopefully she is alive and well, and we can bring her and put her back in the arms of her family and loved ones. So guys, I'm going to play this briefing. Please listen to it all the way through, because he's very informative without giving away too much. I think they could have given us a little bit more information. I wish they did. Like, which area did they find this car in? Who they're involved with. Things like that. At least give us an idea of who they were. Okay guys, so I'm going to go ahead and play this. I am on my way to go to the store. I've got to pick up medications and stuff. And I'll try my best to get those videos out. I know I promised to get out, but it's very hard because I'm doing it alone. This is a lot of work. Now, I've had a few negative comments about you could do this, you could do that. And what they don't realize is I do a really good job in the short amount of time I have to do it in. I'm not just sticking my face in here and talking about something that I watch on other people's videos why I do what I have to do. I actually have to research all this, and I try to get one-on-one with these cases. And so, but anyways, please forgive any mistakes that I have. Remember, I have to do this sometimes in 5 minutes. So all right, love you guys. Please pay attention very close to this brief. Okay guys, so I have some new information. I want to get this out. So according to WIAT, they report that Patrick Devon Stallworth, which is 39 years old, of Birmingham, is charged with 4 counts of possession of child pornography, 3 counts of possession of child pornography with the intent to distribute, and he's being held on a total bond of $500,000. Now this is scary. So we're going into sex trafficking. Is this related to cartel? I guess we'll only find out in time. Because like I mentioned, I'd like to use stories to make awareness. Cartel in the Alabama area is out of control. So and then child pornography is making men rich. And so this kind of crime is picking up. It's also getting out of control. Okay, so here is the second suspect is Derek Aisha Brown, 29, was originally charged with kidnapping, but ultimately had her probation revoked. She is being held without bond. So, guys, it's no longer just men involved with this, and this is shocking. Come on, women are supposed to be the most nurturing creatures on earth. According to the latest news, during the investigation, detectives interviewed both suspects in relation to the disappearance of Cupcakes, and they said although investigators were unable to gather all the information on the location of Cupcake, the evidence has been obtained to allow detectives to obtain warrants on both suspects. So hopefully it's not her on these tapes and videos. We hear in politics, we're hearing all these arguments, impeach Trump, blah, blah, blah. We hear about, health care, which is important, but usually it's just a distraction because they're not doing anything with it. They really do need to start fighting sex trafficking. Right now, it's out of control, and it's an epidemic. It's making people rich, guys, and this is what's scary. We definitely need to make harsher laws for criminals who hurt children. There should be no leniency when it comes to hurting babies and innocent children. But what I've collected right now, guys, it doesn't sound good at all. It doesn't look good. And I'm just hoping there's a chance that we can locate this baby before they had a chance to do anything with her. But it seems to me that they have collected enough evidence that says, they have committed a crime with Cupcake. We're not sure of the extent of it right now, which means I think they know something that they're not telling us, but until we are told that there's no window, we just keep searching, guys. When I can get extra time, we'll go into more details and talk about this, but I want you to watch this briefing, and I want to say I love you guys. Please don't give up on this child, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
Party. She was last seen wearing a pink t-shirt and with a leopard print Mickey Mouse face and leopard print shorts. She had on no shoes at the time. A statewide Amber Alert has been issued for Camille after it was discovered that she was missing. Investigators are currently expanding the Amber Alert to surrounding states so that we ensure that we have coverage and we're providing a great web for the entire area. Since that time, we've done an exhaustive search that's gone quite some time now, and we wanted to make sure that we were covering all areas and all angles. The Toyota Sequoia with the beige trim believed to have been involved in the abduction of Camille has been located by officers on Sunday, October 13th, after receiving several tips from citizens in the community who were concerned about her well-being. Officers also made contact with two persons of interest, and they are currently being questioned by our detectives. We have them with us at this time, and we're going to be conducting an extensive interview and investigation to hopefully further lead us to this young baby. Unfortunately, investigators have not received any information on the whereabouts of Camille at this time. Our officers and detectives will continue to canvass the area where the vehicle was located, where the suspects were found, and also the location of where she was missing. We will not end our command post or our search until we've found some resolution. We're going to stay committed to locating this 3-year-old baby. It's something that affects not just one community, one part of town. This affects the entire city. It affects the state. And I think everyone wants to see this young baby found and back home. We have involved several entities of law enforcement to assist with this investigation, including the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, the FBI, the U.S. Marshal Service, and Crime Stoppers, so that every element of law enforcement was involved. We have also made sure that our Special Victims Unit with the Birmingham Police Department and our robbery homicide stay committed to this 24/7 so that we have investigators on scene. But more importantly, I want to let the citizens of this city know that the Birmingham Police Department remain committed to finding this young child so that we can place her back in the arms of her family. So if anyone out there who has information related to the whereabouts of Camille, also known as Cupcake, if you know where she is, or you want to provide any additional information related to her whereabouts, or you want to assist law enforcement in any way possible, we encourage you to call Crime Stoppers. You can provide any anonymous tip by calling 205-254-7777. I really encourage our citizens to become involved. I ask them to remain focused on finding this young baby and help us in the commission of resolving this matter. I'm going to give our mayor an opportunity to speak, and I'll come back for any questions you might have.
Thank you, Chief. I think right now all of our hearts and our minds are on Camille, affectionately known as Cupcake, and her whereabouts. I can tell you that I want to reiterate what Chief has said. This doesn't just affect Camille's family or the neighborhood she was in, but it affects our entire city. And so what I want all of us to do is not only pray for Camille and hopefully she's returned safely, but I want us to also pray for her family. And I want to publicly state that, Chief, that you all and the men and women you have on the ground and the resources you provided and the additional support you have from the FBI and everybody else, that we continue to work hard under this search. I understand that the past 48 hours have been extremely tough for this family. And I imagine it's been tough for Camille, affectionately known as Cupcake as well. But as we all continue to think about this, if anybody has any credible information, as Chief said, please call 205-254-7777. This is the number of the Crime Stoppers. And if you have any information that's credible, it will be helpful to assist the police. At this time, what I want to do is turn it back over to our Chief. And let's all keep Camille, affectionately known as Cupcake, in our thoughts and in our hearts and minds. Chief.
Thank you, Mayor.
Chief, can you tell us if y'all are still operating on the belief that this was a complete stranger abduction?
Well, you know, the most important thing that we do with any investigation is to remain open, keep our minds open, and follow every lead that comes available. The worst thing we can possibly do is to close our minds and focus on one thing. We have to focus on the evidence and where the evidence leads us. And so at this point, we remain focused on conducting a thorough investigation.
Chief, Bacardi Savage, WBRC. Camille's been missing since 8:30 Saturday night. What is the perceived danger level that she is in right now?
Well, anytime a child comes up missing, the danger level is extremely high. However, our goal is not to focus on just that. Our goal is to focus on a thorough investigation, and that's what we intend to do.
The people of interest now, are they not cooperating? Is that why you don't have any credible information moving forward about her whereabouts?
Well, we're not going to go into complete details of what we have or the depth of the investigation, but we are following every lead. We do have 2 people in custody, as I indicated. They are persons of interest. We've done an exhaustive search for video evidence linking them to the crime, the location, the whereabouts, the location where the baby was taken. And so we're putting the pieces of the puzzle together. But as you know, it takes time to follow the leads, the trails, and also to get all law enforcement on the same page to make sure that everyone is focused and putting in their part of what we need to close this.
Would it be safe to say that those people are answering your questions?
Yes.
Describe the level of manpower that y'all have put into this. You know, how many officers, how many agencies, what are the hours like? For the past 48 hours, we've committed all of our resources. I can't give you an exact number right now, but people have jumped in even without being asked because they want to make sure that this child is returned home.
Chief, you mentioned the Amber Alerts expanding.
Yes.
Evaluate that in your eyes on Saturday night from the time she was reported missing to the time it went out. How do you think that process went?
Well, the thing is that we are always going to expand our investigation. I think it's important at this point to expand the Amber Alert due to the amount of time that has passed, but also to make sure that we're reaping the attention of those outside of the state of Alabama who might have further information. Our detectives moved rather quickly to ensure that we were identifying the vehicle, identifying suspects involved, following every lead and closing in on those who we believe were involved. However, we want to make sure that her picture, her face is out there in the media so that everyone, even in the surrounding states, know who she is.
And Chief, what, if any, connection is there between the persons of interest and the parents?
We have no connection at this point, but as I said, the investigation is ongoing, and we'll close that loop as soon as we can.
Do you think there are others involved in addition to the persons of interest?
Yes, we do.
And on the Amber Alert question, the process there, she was abducted, we think, about 8:30, and I don't think the Amber Alert was sounded for a couple of hours, at least in some places. Take us through the process. What's necessary to go from point A to point B, an abducted child, and then sounding the Amber Alert in the first place?
Well, the delay wasn't necessarily a law enforcement delay. It was a delay in reporting to law enforcement, as many families think that they can resolve the issue on their own. They think that they can do just a quick search of the neighborhood or area to find a missing person or a missing child. And there was a little bit of a delay in getting the information to law enforcement so that we can conduct a thorough grid search of the entire area before putting out a Amber Alert. And so this is something that we try to do incredibly fast, especially considering the age of the child. But in this instance, it was delayed reporting to law enforcement.
So what was the time lag between when you guys actually found out and when the Amber Alert was sounded?
I can't give you that right now.
Chief, do you have any indication from the investigation so far as to whether she is still probably in Birmingham, or Alabama, or beyond the state?
We have no idea at this point, but we're going to expand our Amber Alert so that we can get the information out to everyone. But we definitely remain hopeful that she's still out there and alive, and that we'll get her back to her family. Thank you so much for coming. We appreciate it.